What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Smooth back again with another video, and we have some unfortunate news as I believe of yesterday, the Friday Night SmackDown that aired or released right before it, there was some releasings or sometime late into this week. People's names like Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Kaden and Katana Chance. I don't know the girl's name, but the old girl from NXT, she was a part of the group of girls where the one girl was loving on Trick in storyline. But it's unfortunate that, you know, this kind of happens in WWE sports in general. It's a thing that happens where talent does end up getting cut or swapped out, transitioned, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call it. It's a spinning cog, spinning wheel, and it constantly moves. That is the sport life. It just kind of sucks for a few of the people over the years that have gotten released for wrongful reasons and even spiteful ones. The people who've gotten released multiple times, them as well. Braun Strowman is one of those guys, and that surprised me. Like, there were some of these where they probably were expecting it and knew it was coming. There's probably some more still to come, but Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai shocked me. Dakota Kai, because they had so much faith in her. They made her the leader, the de facto leader of their group, Damage Control. They were trying to do stuff with her, but I mean, I get it. She was injury prone. There was just a lot of potential there. Braun Strowman, same thing. He was a good big man. He was not the best big man, in my opinion. I'll give that to like Umaga and you know, some others, but like Braun is up there. He is, in my opinion, the fastest big man, the most agile big man we have had thus far. Being real. And they just dropped the ball with him so many times. Shayna Baszler, y'all dropped the don't even get me started on her. There was so much wasted potential, but there's this video called "The WWE Firing Drama is Crazy." I want to get into it and see what this is talking about. This video is by the top 10 wrestling. So before we dive in, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you let us, Smooth Squad family, ring notification bell so you don't miss out on other content. Let's hop into the video. Let's get it.
Right, so WWE Black Friday and their mass firings are upon us once again. This is a thing that happens every year, seemingly now after WrestleMania, with dozens of wrestlers at a time being cut due to budget cuts, and this year is no different, with 12 wrestlers, maybe 13 wrestlers, one unconfirmed, being released from the WWE.
I didn't know it was that many.
The names on this list are actually very surprising names to see. So yeah, there's 12 names that have all been confirmed to have.
I gotta see who everybody is. I didn't know there was that many.
Over all of them today and talk about potentially what the future of a few of them could be. So like the video, as the first people that were announced as being released from the WWE were Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, who were one of the
I enjoyed their tag teams, bro. It was an actual tag team, number one. The music was fire. The tag team moves was fire.
Their former women's tag team champions, they were a good team in WWE.
Different time period, they would have flourished.
Outside of WWE as well, and I can't really say what they've done in the last year or so. I can't really remember anything they've done in WWE. It feels like they weren't really given much of a chance. The next name that was found out to be released from the WWE was an even more surprising name, as it was found out that Braun Strowman had now also lost his job. And I don't know, I'm just surprised because I think Braun Strowman kind of established himself as a strong hand in the last year or so. And his
second run was 1,000 times better.
Just recently got absolutely roasted by Paul Heyman at the roast of WrestleMania, being called trash in front of thousands, just to be released about a week or two later. That is just so tough. But yeah, Braun Strowman goes down with a pretty solid career. He was the Universal Champion at one point, though definitely too late. He definitely should have beaten Brock for the belt at one point. And I think Braun Strowman is a guy that Billy Corgan literally should really break the bank for. If Control Your Narrative isn't coming back, then let's get Braun Strowman and EC3 to reunite in the NWA. And then an even more shocking name that came out right after was Dakota Kai. This is the second time in 3 years that Dakota
she's another
Kai
one,
has been
guy, bro.
from the WWE. She was the very first hiring of the Triple H era, as Triple H brought her back to WWE.
But I was so
come
on.
But other than that, she was always a side piece in the group and was never really given much of a chance. It feels like they had an opportunity with the women's IC title when she made the final for that, but she didn't win it, and once again hasn't really been seen on TV doing anything since. And she recently tweeted out saying that she wasn't injured and kind of confirming that she's basically on
so
the
she
bench.
knew.
And now days later WWE have released her, so clearly they just had no plans for her whatsoever.
At all, bro. I thought she was injured. That's crazy.
Two-time WWE fumble. I would love to see Dakota Kai in DPW, fresh out of
DPW,
CZW. I'd love to see her in AEW, and
AEW would be tough,
but even TNA. But I would love to see her do an indie run where
she needs to just flourish, bro. She needs to get the mega stardom and then come back. This one was shocking, bro.
Has been so botched. She was so dominant in NXT, and then they just didn't have her beat Becky Lynch, and then after that, it's just been kind of downhill ever since. I can only remember that she was a women's tag champion with Nia Jax, and other than that, I literally can't recall anything else she did in WWE. Oh yeah, other than the stuff with Ronda Rousey, of course, and Pure Fusion Collective as well. The greatest.
Who remembers Pure Fusion Collective?
Yeah, Shayna Baszler.
Bro, that's gonna pop up in a trivia question like 40 years from now at a cafe.
She had a great indie career before coming to WWE, so definitely she'll be welcomed with open arms wherever.
And she has a UFC background. Gigi Dolan got released? She was a part of what's name's group. No, literally, she was a part of
wrestled at Stand and Deliver.
Right.
She's also been very active on TNA as part of the NXT TNA partnership. She did the stuff with Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose and JC Jane. She was a tag champion alongside JC and had this Chemical X stable going alongside Shotzi and Taylor.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Which I thought was a pretty cool stable, but now I guess it's finished and WWE just doesn't want any women's tag teams for whatever reason, despite the fact they have belts for them.
Right.
No way those tag belts last much longer, right? Come to think of it,
they about to
retire. Is like leaving soon to do a movie. She's one half of the champs.
We don't got no tag teams for her like that.
Jade would confirm herself that she had also been released.
Yeah, I remember this.
Because Cora Jade seemed like someone who was always kind of in the upper mid-card, near main event scene of the NXT Women's Division, always kind of one bit away from winning a title.
No, oh God.
Never did. Really surprising to see, and Cora Jade is still...
This one caught me off guard, bro.
AEW could absolutely bring in Elena Black. I
think
the only issue is that people would have to be patient with it because she's not going to be a star instantly if she does turn up in AEW. And people have to be mindful that she's only 24. There is still so much time in her career.
That's a fact. She's green.
WWE wouldn't want to keep her.
At all.
Her husband was also confirmed to be released. He's an NXT
from Chase U. But I was waiting for this tag team, bro.
Chase U, if I remember correctly.
No!
People that came in at the start of NXT 2.0 are slowly starting to go. Obviously, Cora, Gigi, now Riley as well. And obviously Eddie Thorpe as well also confirmed himself that he has gone from WWE as well. And I felt like he's another guy that was getting loads of TV time as of recent, so it was kind of surprising to see him go. But before he was in WWE, he was known as Carl Fredericks, and he's a New Japan LA Dojo graduate. He worked for New Japan for 7 years prior. So
wow, okay, that's lit.
I would hope that New Japan still has a spot for Carl Fredericks.
Yeah, he will. I assume so.
Another shocking one was Jakara Jackson,
another
wrestler who's been on TV a lot recently.
Yeah, bro.
TNA as well. She was part of the Meta 4 alongside Oro Mensah, Noam Dar, and Lash Legend, and herself and Lash had a team, and it felt like they were really rising up together as a homegrown WWE team, but then they just randomly all broke up this past Tuesday on NXT, and now Jakara Jackson has been released from WWE. I don't understand why WWE always wants to break up teams. Jakara
Nah,
Jackson and
facts.
Lash Legend could have lasted for a long, long time.
That would have been a team I would have been looking for, bro.
Tag team in recent years have lasted like more than a couple of years. I can't think of any. And Jakara Jackson wasn't the only one from the Meta 4 to be released, as Oro Mensah was also released, meaning the Meta 4 are now the Meta 2. I actually remember Oro
That's
Mensah
crazy, bro.
He was an NXT UK Tag Champion, if anyone even remembers or knows that.
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
Meta 4, but after the Meta 4 broke up, I feel like WWE were just never going to have any sort of plans for him, and that's kind of why they broke up that group, because they have no plans for them whatsoever. But himself and Jakara are very talented, and I hope they do land themselves back on their feet. As the final confirmed release from WWE is Danny Palmer. Danny Palmer is a developmental wrestler in WWE who I know has been around NXT TV, never really been an established character though, and recently went back down to Evolve. So seemingly, I guess WWE could just never figure out what her place was in the company. I know she had her injuries as well, and that definitely probably affected things too. So best wishes to her and everyone I've already mentioned on this list. I hope to see them back on their feet in the various companies and options that there are now in the wrestling landscape. I hate being that guy that does that kind of fantasy booking, but just because I already know everyone's going to ask and speculate, if I had to pick anyone that AEW should sign,
Shayna Baszler.
Dakota Kai is definitely worth bringing in, and so is Cora Jade. I think Dakota Kai could slot position immediately, whereas Cora Jade could have more of a
Shayna Baszler would easily go to the main event.
People would not be patient with that, and yeah, TNA could definitely use a lot of these people as well, so I definitely hope to see all these people getting work and back on TV soon. But there is one more unconfirmed release. It's not been actually confirmed or reported on yet if they're gone, but Shotzi has been moved to the alumni section on WWE.
Oh, shit.
She's gone, and that is also a shame.
That
means that now Tatum Paxley is the only one left of that Chemical X stable, which
no, bro, that's crazy.
There aren't many women's trios in WWE
There's
anymore. I think the only teams left in WWE in terms of women's teams now are literally Liv Morgan and Raquel, with Liv now inactive, and the Fatal Influence in NXT. I genuinely think that's literally it. Am I wrong? Are there any other women's tag teams in WWE right now? But yeah, she's another person that can get back on TV instantly. She is a fantastic worker, had a very extensive career.
Yeah, I really can't think.
As well. And again, that's even if she is released. We don't actually know that yet. It's not been confirmed here or there. But yeah, that is every single release from WWE so far confirmed, and the one.
It definitely is unfortunate, man. Down below your thoughts. Released. You never want to see that happen. I always get confused when they say they're releasing superstars due to budgets. When they got, I'm pretty sure they touched $1 billion like 2 years ago. All the promotions from the TKO deal, all the stuff from the Saudi Arabia stuff, having premium shows there once a year, like they're loaded. How do you, where that's the part that be confusing me. I do understand not having, you know, nothing to do with certain characters, especially like the ones we don't see on screen. Like there was a few on here that I didn't know who they were. The developmental chick. Then old buddy with the nose piercing. Like I get that, and if you gotta, you know, that happens. That's the sport. It happens. But Shotzi, old girl from. Everybody from NXT that he named, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, like, yeah, in certain cases they don't have nothing for them, but those are already established stars. They've got championships, some of them, under their belt. They can probably, at that point, work with anyone. Like, bro, it's unfortunate. We're gonna see throughout the next coming weeks, slash just whenever, if more people come out and more things get posted and that. But yeah, hopefully everybody gets, you know, back on their feet and goes crazy towards the path that they want to make sure that they are successful and they can achieve that wholeheartedly. Like, man, it sucks. But yeah, this was a good, informative video to check out. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more wrestling content, leave down in the comments or give me the likes. I got y'all. Smooth. Out.
I'm gonna need you to subscribe, my nigga.